Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of ChipShots. I'm your host, Gary Mack, and we're going to take a little different approach this week. Lots of stuff going on, so let's start off quickly by saying congratulations to the winners this week. We had Joaquin Neiman and Bernhard Langer won again on the Champions Tour. And if you were looking for the Hero Indian Open, you would not be surprised, I don't think, at this point in time, to discover that it was canceled for the third year in a row due to COVID 19 outbreaks. COVID 19 is still out there, it's still around. It is still causing us misery, and it canceled the DP World Tour event, the Hero World Indian Open. So uh, let's just leave it at that and hope that this insidious disease goes away and we can get back to normal. But what I wanted to talk about today, a little bit, as we vary a little bit from the script, is this whole Phil Mickelson controversy that has popped up lately. If you haven't been aware, Phil Mickelson made a comment in an interview. Either it was an interview for the book. He said it was off the record. Uh, the author said he knew it was on the record, and in that book, in that interview, he said about the Saudi League or the Saudi backed tour that is trying to get it together, the to challenge, create a super league and challenge the PGA Tour and other golf tours, the DP World Tour and whatnot. Uh, some of the world's top professional golfers have reiterated their commitment to the PGA Tour, which is kind of put a nail in the coffin of this Super League, if you will. Rory McIlroy, Dustin Johnson, Bryson DeChambeau, among others, have turned it down. Phil Mickelson is a different guy. He's a different type of guy. And he was quoted in an interview with author Alan Shipnuck that as saying he would consider joining the proposed Super League because it is a once in a lifetime opportunity to reshape how the LPGA Tour operates. He is further quoted as saying Saudi money has finally given us, the players, that leverage to be able to change things about the PGA. Shipnuck went on to quote Mickelson as saying disparaging things about Saudi Arabia's human rights record and asserted that the kingdom killed a journalist, Jamal Khashoggi. However, he still felt that it was okay to take their money and to play on their soil. So, after coming out, the proverbial poop hit the fan, and he has now lost sponsors. KPMG, who's been with him, which seems like forever, they've been associated with Phil, have dropped their sponsorship of him. As well as Amstel Light and has now dropped their sponsorship of him. Mickelson has added in an apology. He apologized after all these comments came out, and he added in that he had felt pressure and stress over the years, and he suggested he may be taking a break from the sport, saying, I know I have not been my best and desperately need some time away to prioritize the ones I love most and work on being the man I want to be. Phil. You've always been the man you wanted to be, Phil. And yes, there's a lot of stress in the game because of the money involved. But come on. You made the statement. You apologized, and then just don't keep babbling about it. That's when people get in trouble. They always get in trouble in the cover up. They keep apologizing. Don't apologize if you want to, but you know, I don't know. We're in the midst of the baseball lockout now, and we have the greedy owners, as some people call it, and the greedy players. There's just so much money in sports to be. Do you have to be that much greedier? And, to a lot of these guys, they're making a good living. So the whole Super League with super money and all of that isn't that big a deal. Yes, everybody wants to make more money. I'd like to make some money, period, on these podcasts, but we don't. Don't make a penny. Don't make a red cent. And yet I'm here doing this thing. But that's another story. The point is, you're a controversial guy. You do things and you say things you shouldn't. Sometimes you got to think before you speak so you don't get yourself in trouble. Now you've lost a sponsor, KBMG, Amstel Light. You've been with them for years. Could Callaway be next? And to tell you the truth, I think they'd be a little, let's say, cheesy if they did that. He's helped to build that brand name up again. And with the wedges and all of that, and help design stuff for them. And if they would have tossed him out, that would be a real shame. But, companies fold like a cheap tent when some controversy comes out. And he's right in the middle of a doozy right now. Hopefully he can get it back together. I hate to see people get, say something stupid and then, or not even stupid sometimes. Just say something that's taken the wrong way. We're too sensitive now. We take everything the wrong way. People can't speak their minds anymore. People can't have a different opinion than others. It's really a shame. It's not the country that I grew up in. But let's hope Phil, look, if he wants to take time off to deal with some stress he thinks he has and figure out who he is and all of this, I think his pursuit of majors and all of this has really hurt him. And he got too focused, too crazy with the diets and the working out and whatnot. I don't know. It's just that the game needs colorful guys, and on the course he's a colorful guy, and the game needs that. They need personalities. And with Tiger still out, though, Tiger did say this weekend he is coming back, but he doesn't know when. Well, that's great, but we don't know. The game, it's up to the Justin Thomases then, and the Rory McIlroys, and the DeChambeaus, and the Koepkas to carry the sport. Let's hope they can do it. I mean, it's a great game. And, best of luck to Phil in finding out whatever he needs to find out to make his life better. And, good luck on that. And, well, you know what? Let's take a break because I don't know where else I'm going to go with this. And don't want to get too lost. So, congratulations to our winners this week. As I said, Joaquin Niemann goes wire to wire, as does Bernhard Langer on a Champions Tour. He went wire to wire at the Chubb Classic, and Joaquin Niemann did it at the Genesis Invitational. And that was all the action this week as COVID-19 set down professional golf again on the DP World Tour. So let's take a break and come right back.
Sponsor an ad on the podcast. Support our show and let people know about your business. Email us today.
516-619-6341. That is the voicemail hotline if you'd like to leave a question, a comment, anything at all. Just call that number, 516-619-6341, and we'll play it on the air. Or if you'd like to be old-fashioned and send me an email, send it to talkinggolf@gmail.com. That's talkinggolf@gmail.com.
Now it's time to do the calendar. Now it's time to do the calendar. Oh, hooray, let's sing the calendar. Now it's time to do the calendar.
Okay, and we're back. And on the calendar for next week, let's see, what do we got? We got the Honda Classic. Matt Jones is the defending champion in that one. And that's the PGA Tour. And on the Champions Tour, we've got the Cologuard Classic. Kevin Sutherland took home the trophy in last year's edition. The LPGA Tour is off, as is the DP World Tour. So, again, not much action. Same tours as this week. Will be in action next week. But, you know, that's the way it goes. That's the way they got the schedule going. And that's it. As we battle our way to major season, as we come up in March to the Players, April, you got the Masters, and then the PGA, and then the Open, the U.S. Open, and then the Open, the British Open, coming up this year. Before we go, I want to say get well soon to Steve Stricker. He spent weeks in the hospital after leading the U.S. to a Ryder Cup triumph in September, with the American captain telling Wisconsin Golf that he's lucky to be alive after battling a mysterious illness. And he was quite ill for quite some time, a few weeks actually, in the hospital, went home and was running a fever again, went back to the hospital and spent some time there, and lost some weight. And he's not really the kind of guy that could use to lose the weight. Oh, Steve Stricker, come on, a great golfer on the Champions Tour now, and great guy, great captain for the U.S. Ryder Cup team. And get well soon, Steve. Recover. We want to see you out on the links again on the Champions Tour. And this just coming in, Zach Johnson will be named the new Ryder Cup captain as Americans seek to win for the first time in 30 years in Europe. So 2023 we'll have Zach Johnson at the head, two-time major winner, and Masters and British Open, and terrific guy. Been involved in the Ryder Cup and the Captain's Cup, President's Cup for a number of years as co-captain and the extra coaches and whatnot. So congratulations to Zach Johnson. He'll be heading the team up in Europe next year. And that's going to wrap it up for this week's show. Hope you enjoyed it. And I hope that you will always tune in again. And if you're watching the show on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. The analytics people at YouTube like when you do that, and I kind of like it too. It lets me know how we're doing and whether people are interested in the show. So far, the reaction has been a little on the low side, so we may have to reevaluate things. But, again, please try to subscribe. And if you listen to the podcast, the audio version of this, please hit the subscribe button there as well on Apple Podcasts or on Google, wherever you listen to it, however you get your podcast. If you can subscribe, please do so you will never miss an episode when we put one out. So appreciate if you would do that. And so remember, until next time we are together, that as you walk down the fairway of life, you must smell the roses, for you only get to play one round. And I'll see you next time on another edition of ChipShots.